So we're going to do a worm bin update. All the newspaper did really well, so well that I ended up getting slime mold. So this is all this is all slime mold. I had slime mold inside. But I had, I don't know if you saw some other pictures. I don't know if it was ever on video. I had like 9 inches of paper here. This is what's left after 6 weeks. Not even 6 weeks. There's no paper left. Between the slime mold, the worms, and the black soldier fly larvae, they pretty much ate all those down. So this was 2,000 worms that were added 10 weeks ago. I've added 4 5-gallon buckets of food, maybe 8 or 10 gallons of coffee grounds, and tons of newspaper, shredded newspaper, and it's all compacted down to about 9 inches. This is the bed that this side I've had for 24 weeks. I started off with 2,000 worms, but it sat in full sun for a while, so I don't know how many got lost, and then they came back. But this is currently what I have. I've had this open all day to try to air it out. So there are a lot of worms. When I dig for worms, I find a lot. It's been getting cold here at night. Oh, there's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of worms. So, they're doing okay. I just don't know if they've doubled. Like there's some worms. Still have some food in here. So I'm going to cover this with a 5-gallon bucket of food. Wrap some newspaper on it because it's starting to get cold. And then there might be one more batch this winter. They'll probably slow down. I don't know. I'll probably be putting in a 5-gallon bucket a month. And then I hope by spring to be able to harvest the worm castings. What I'll do is I'll migrate everybody to the middle. I haven't decided if I want to go to 2. Like if I just want to split this in half and then get rid of the 3-bin system, because the 3-bin system I don't know if it really worked. But I'll have to migrate everybody to the middle. Fill that up. Hopefully they'll all migrate before this thing fills up. And then by then the 2 sides should be dry, and then I'll start going back to the sides. My thought is that by December, maybe I'll just migrate everybody to the middle, let these all dry out over the winter, and then in the spring, harvest those 2, and then add more food to them in the spring and see how it goes from there. This is all the coffee grounds that I've added in the last month. So, 6 gallons, and then, I don't know, these are probably a gallon. So that's 10 gallons of coffee grounds alone, just in the last 4 weeks, plus paper, plus everything else. So that's it. Okay, let's check out the Bokashi buckets after a month. See, that's some serious Bokashi action here. That is what you want to see. That's a lot of tea bags. You can see the brand. The bacteria's going nuts, man. It's good stuff, man. It's definitely fermented. It has no smell. This one, it's still there, just not as there's some down here. There it goes. See, and yeah, that's what I'm about to put in the worm bin. So this is the. You guys can keep track of here. I've added 8 gallons between the 2 sides, so it's about 4 gallons there. I think there's 7.58 gallons per cubic foot. So this is about a cubic foot of waste. It breaks down to, I don't know, a third of a cubic foot. So you can see, even though this stuff's been sitting in the bucket for a month, there's other than smelling like pickles, there's no, the garbage has been fermented. There's no mold. Like, in other words, celery, it gets soft, but it doesn't rot. Water does run off of it and stuff, but so this will probably last them, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. They're not eating as much. I think, like I said, I think a lot of them were damaged in the extreme heat. They got really hot. But I know I have at least 1,000 on each side. I'm hoping to get them back up to 5,000 or 10,000. So, but In general, when I put this much food in, it lasts 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before I have to add it again. And then I'm going to top this off with coffee grounds. Okay, so now everything's covered in coffee grounds, pretty much covered in coffee grounds. Close enough. So, you know, give you an idea where we're at here. We're halfway up the third board here, and, you know, we're, I guess, halfway up the third board here too, then, I guess. So this side is caught up. This side has had a lot more food added, but obviously it's been here an extra 14 weeks longer than this. But I will cover this with just regular flat newspaper for tonight, and then eventually I have to shred some newspaper here in the next couple days and then put that out there, put 4 or 5 inches down.